Look at those eyes. Oh my goodness.
And she sleeps with me every night with Oat. So she sleeps on my head and Oat sleeps on my chest and then Polly sleeps on my knees. So I sleep like I'm in a coffin all night long, which is like perfect because I grew up in a tour bus. So.
Yeah. Welcome back to Kesha and the Creepies. Today we are welcoming friend, fashionista, singer, songwriter, TV personality, Dancing with the Stars, amazing dancer. Like your intro list could go on forever. So just like fucking Kelly Osborne is here with us today. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me, Kesh. Like being anywhere where I get to be in the same room as you, it's always the most fun ever. And
I know.
By the way, my mom sends her love and loves you very much. You know that you are like literally one of her favorite people on the planet. So
how is your family? Because I love your family. How is your mom and your brother and everybody through all this?
Everyone's really good. It's so strange. Half of us got it, half of us didn't.
Did you get it?
So no, I didn't. My mom and my sister got it, but my brother, myself, and my dad didn't. Like every time I have anything, I'm like, COVID.
I'm the biggest
bad period,
hypochondriac.
COVID. Like headache, COVID. Like I'm like, I have it, and I cancel everything because I'm like, it's my time. I'm gonna get it now. I'm not gonna see anyone for 2 weeks, and then I never have it. I've been one of those crazy people that's like, how do we not know that COVID-19 isn't alien?
Okay, I have a question. Sorry. Alice Cooper was on this podcast, right? And he was the one that said, how do we know COVID isn't an alien? And I laughed. And since then, I thought about it and I was like, wait, but how do we know?
No, this whole time I've been absolutely convinced because they said the only thing that would survive certain things within radiation and the way that the atmosphere works and all the different layers that to get through to the earth from the sun would be bacteria. So how do we know that it's not, we're the new hosts? And
oh my God.
It's just like, I have kept myself up for hours researching stuff like this. That even took me back to like how like Egyptian people were actually people from Mars that came to Earth when Mars no longer was a planet. And I have this whole like conspiracy theory that Anunnaki spread their DNA with the humans, and that's how we became what we are today, and why we need less oxygen and we're smaller and all of those things. But like when you look at the technology around and what created the pyramids and how that even was something that even came to fruition, and their understanding of basic like humanology and geology, I don't even know the right words to use, was far advanced from what they were capable of even understanding. So it's like all these theories, and I go down these loopholes, and I'm like, the government knows about the aliens. And
well, of course they do.
Anything.
Nobody is telling us. Do you know why my theory is that no one's telling us about the aliens? Even though, by the way, there's been stories about it on like New York Times to like the Daily Mail to like.
Oh, it's my dad's new biggest thing. I've got to get my dad to come on your show because all he watches all day long is alien shows now.
Well, he's like, obsessed. Why? Well, I love that. And bring dad. But like, I want to go, because I've seen spaceships in the sky, but I've never had like
I have too.
You have? Okay.
Yeah.
But I was talking to Demi Lovato, and she was saying that like through meditation, you can basically summon them to come and like interact with them.
I don't know how I believe that. I think it's just.
I'm down to try.
What your mind is. I know I'd be down to try too, but it's more of the fact of once you're open to something, you can see it for what it is. When you're closed off, everything will always be like, oh no, that's it. You'll find a rational explanation for absolutely everything.
Yeah.
But the mind will also rationalize insanity as well. So it's like that medium ground. So once you've accepted that you believe that stuff is like that, then you just start seeing it. Like it's just there. You didn't realize how much it was in your face before. But when you realize that if the world really knew that this was going on, it would create hysteria. And that's something that world does not know how to deal with.
Okay. You said that much more eloquently than I was going to say. But basically what I was kind of thinking is if you have an open-heartedness and just like an openness to the universe, and like whatever is there will reveal itself, that kind of attitude, I feel like you'll start getting more and more signs or more things, and whether it's angels or ghosts or demons, whatever you want to call it, it's just energy.
I believe everyone has a guardian angel. I believe that everybody is capable of tapping into that other dimension, whatever it may be. And some people are lucky. I am an empath. I'm one of those people that if you hug me or if you touch me, I can feel what you feel, and it's horrible. Sometimes, like when you're just like, you carry around everyone's like anxiety and sorrow and sadness. But then it's great when you meet someone who's exciting, and they become the people that are infectious to you because you want to feel that instead of feeling sad. And so that was something that when I did this ghost show with my brother, I never realized I was that good at. It was called the Osbourne's Night of Terror
at Heritage Square.
And Heritage Square Museum. And we went to Heritage Square Museum here in LA. And just so everybody understands what that is that they took the oldest buildings in California and picked them up, put them on the back of trucks, and moved them to one location. So you have houses that were the very first houses ever built in the state of California. I went with my brother, and he brought out the REM pod that I at first was like, what the fuck is this beepy thing? This is so stupid. I don't want to do this. And he's like, no, just do it. And for some reason, when I first got there, I had a connection to this one house. And I got there and I was like, I'm most comfortable in that house. I want to stay in that house. And they were like, why? And I'm like, I don't know, the greenhouse. They were like, it's the Hale house. Yes. And I was like, the Hale house? And they're like, yeah, Bessie Hale. And they gave us a bit of information on her, about her husband and her, and how I think it was very well to do. He ended up cheating on her. He stole her diamonds, but because he had an alcohol problem, she ended up winning the house in the divorce, which was unheard of back then.
Yeah, I was about to say.
And then she took everything and turned it into a brothel so that she could keep it. And she was just like this badass woman that did what she had to do to survive. And her house is incredible. And they filmed a lot of stuff there. They even filmed, I think, some of American Horror Story in that house.
Cool.
And I got there and I was like, there's something weird about this house. They were like, we want you to go in there then. So we went in there and we put the REM pod on, and I started to be able to communicate, which was something I've never done before. And I was convinced.
To hear the entire podcast, listen and follow Kesha and the Creepies on iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts.